Hello, hypothetical Schrodinger's audience. Well, I have posted the last two, so it's increasingly likely this may be visible. Welcome to the first session of the Scions playtest of a Paragon System hack I've been working on. It's basically this big sci-fi empire game of awful people conquering the galaxy for reasons which were ill thought out. We had three players. Stephen's not here this week at the moment, who might be joining us, but we'll find out maybe halfway through the session. I'm Kieron Gillen, he, him. I am playing the force of the universe itself, antagonizing and opposing people. Going clockwise from Dominic, can we just say who we are briefly and introduce our character and what they're thinking about the universe right now?
Yeah, I'm Dominic. I'm playing Saffron Iron Eye, the Iron Goat. And, well, we just saved the Empire. I've had a heart-to-heart with my brother Solandros, and I am quite chipper, I must say.
Very heartwarming, yes. Honestly.
My name is Alan, he, him, and I'm playing Silent Kairos, also he, him, the Lord of Scrolls. And as I think that Kairos at the moment is feeling quietly confident that he is by far the best person to bring this empire together, in as much as we need to break it down before we can rebuild it.
Seems logical. And we'll start at the beginning of the campaign, yeah. An Imperial rebellion amongst the army has been crushed. The Grand Marshal revealed to be a demon and destroyed by the Iron Goat. But Silent Kairos is still that has most glory. I think the initial scene we'll sort of see is it's Silent Kairos's incredibly dour breakfast again. Of how old is this bread we're being served, Silent?
I prefer it to be at least a month.
Oh, of course, a month.
Because there is always a slight crusting of fungus, and that adds sufficient piquancy.
Of course. Like, Dominic, would you mind describing what the image of the Iron Goat sitting behind one end of the table with this frankly questionable bread in front of them?
I hope you don't take offense in me bringing my own dinner, Brother Kairos.
Sorry.
Goat again?
I'm not bringing goat. No, but you understand, out in deep space, we have dour rations all the time. And I just appreciate something more juicy.
This kind of indulgence will be the death of the Empire, my dear fellow.
It keeps the spirits up. And sometimes we need just that.
Yes. At which point the robot advisor arrives. Of course, talking about the death of the universe, we have actually the current results. Things are looking kind of well. And as a side point, I mentioned I'm going to start with an opening card for the game. If in the next version, the flip will be the advisor. So in other words, that advisor will become your NPC. And I think this particular one, whoever has the highest glory, that moves around the players and refreshes. So it's a kind of the idea that you get if I mechanize basically what I've been doing as a GM. But that's by the by. They're sort of moving gently around the room. They've got kind of fans on the shop. They've got tiny vents, so they're sort of doing some air conditioning kind of energy. Unfortunately, your fellow Scion, the Radiance, is presently on a mission of great import, or at least they said. So I'm not qualified to say. The information I have discovered is, and there's a sort of crackle in their voice, and it starts to say, this information has been censored by order of your Radiance, and then cuts away. And it nods. information from across the planet. There is still that mission from deep space. The College SI are saying this is increasingly important. It is dealt with. In fact, that is they are very much demanding that someone does something about it. They've got a strange feeling about it. And third, Space Hulk has entered space in exactly the same space. This is a most curious phenomenon. The Solar Fleet are especially interested. It may be a problem in space mapping, and they would appreciate someone looking into it. And that's the current state of play.
Yes.
Let's say the rogue traders nearby. Did I give them a name? I probably did, didn't I? Artox was the rogue trader. Artox is nearby if you've got any questions to ask. But otherwise, Silent Kairos can lead the discussion of what you should do in the current situation.
Do I understand then that the Collegia Psi has demanded a response to the signal?
Yes.
Rather than simply asked?
Yes, they've demanded.
Well, my old goat.
Yes.
I certainly feel the need to respond to a demand. I dislike being demanded.
I don't mind one way or the other. I don't mind a demand or an ask, but you might remember that I was very keen on following that up last time we sat here.
Indeed.
And I've only grown keener. And if that satisfies the Collegia Psi, then so be it.
Then we are agreed.
Are you coming with?
Oh, I certainly shall accompany.
Oh.
Yeah, I was going to say, both in terms of going to the mechanics for a second, since this was a request you do it, both of you will get the mission success. As long as if you succeed, both of you will get the mission success. There's some which you would only get one of you would, but this is one you would. The Space Hulk will disappear though. This is actually so it simplifies sort of situation. And also it's worth knowing they didn't demand to look at the Space Hulk, but it is curious.
Exactly. Now, if they demanded, I suggested a split, my dear goat.
Yeah. So mechanically, if you're glory hunting, a split isn't the worst idea either, because only one of you will get half the glory maximum as the other one.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah,
that's true.
That's not true.
So one doesn't. So if, as long as one of us meets the demand,
yeah,
that won't get anyone into trouble.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, then I will indeed go to the Space Hulk. I think that you can probably cope with a Space Hulk on your own.
Me? You can
Yes.
No. I will investigate the signal.
Oh, I jest with you, goat. I jest.
Oh.
I shall investigate the Space Hulk. You meet Collegia Psi's demand to visit the signal if you are
That was
agreeable.
very funny indeed.
Right. I think we can actually go to the calling the mission stage. So we do it in an order of descending glory. Silent Kairos, which mission were you going to?
I shall depart for the Space Hulk immediately.
Excellent. And what about the Iron Goat?
I will follow the signal.
Excellent. Gentle signs of honor here. Oh, so one of my favourite bits of the game is when someone just doesn't and everyone hisses in terms of how dare you betray us. It's normally worse when there's actually something on the stakes. So, okay, hard cut to the Space Hulk, and it merges out. I imagine Artox is sitting nervously beside you, sort of twitching. Like anytime he sort of sees a Space Hulk, there's bad memories attached, and it kind of.
Artox isn't mine though, is he?
Oh, I've got the wrong corner. Who's Artox?
I think Artox is the Radiance's.
It is our Radiance's. I'm completely mistaken. So Artox would have been there confusedly, but there's
The
a
Ultra
briefing.
Thief is with me.
Yes, I'm looking at the wrong corner of the map. But Artox would have definitely sent a briefing broadly, trying to illuminate you as much as he could. Basically, the situation is there's definitely something aboard it, which could be reclaimed. But the whole kind of thing is the fact that 3 of these Space Hulks actually come crashing out of reality is kind of tricky. So actually navigating it is a question of unnatural in terms of it's a question of stabilizing it, arcane ritualizing it, and that kind of. Does that make sense?
It does.
So you even doing this mission as the Collegia Psi. Sorry, is the Solar Fleet who asked you to do this? However, there's actually a message from the Collegia Psi. And it's you haven't spoken to the Collegia. We haven't met the Collegia Psi yet.
We haven't.
Okay. I'm going to pick which of the NPCs I'll use. I'm going to use this one. And it's the side dreadnought. The side dreadnought kind of flickers into reality before you. And it's basically, imagine like an enormous, like imagine Robbie the Robot, kind of, but an awful dreadnoughty version of it with enormous brain where the head is. And it sort of cracks, so the brain fluid's leaking out. And enormous pliers rotate. And it's one of the smallest creatures in the universe. But unfortunately, it looks like this weird kind of children's toy. Kairos, we need to understand. The sign needs to understand. We are all about understanding.
Indeed.
Can you investigate the If you could investigate the nature of this this problem, we'd be very much appreciative. To go into mechanics for a second, it's a risky endeavor, but we would appreciate it. So it's a D8. It's already dangerous, but this would be a D8 risky. So in other words, if you fail, you would lose a favor. But this is the chance to gain a mission with the Collegius Psi as well as the Solar Fleet, and it's quite a big reward, and it's adding a D8 risky to the dice pool.
I will do my very best.
Excellent.
Oh, Dreadnought.
I will call it. So I'm going to call it. So it's basically D6 unstable, D8 perilous, dangerous. So 2 D6s and a D8. And if you lose it, you will lose both a pain and the other one. And the best one is a 6 plus 5. It's 11. Who will face this challenge of unnatural? Think carefully, Scions.
There is nothing to discuss here. Let us embark for this strange occurrence. I am Silent Kairos, and my bookwise has led me to understand things of this. I intend to spend pain, which becomes damage now rather than pain.
It should be cleared, by the way. Your pain's empty. So, like, your pain completely healed in the down season.
Oh, sorry. When I thought when it got to agony, you were screwed.
Oh no, it's not. I think it's basically, if you play like Halo, it's replenishable health.
Oh, fair enough. Okay.
Yeah. Well, so basically, you get 5 pain to burn every year. It's the way, or every island in the case of Aegon.
Okay, so I will spend pain, and this is about submitting to my own pet scion, because the fleet has a scion, obviously, in order to channel through me what they are sensing about this location. So I will be taking a cunning approach, which is a small group of picked individuals boarding the Space Hulk. So I think that I've got a D6, I am Kairos, I am Bookwise, and Cunning D8, but I've spent pain to have access to the unnatural. And the Faith, I will spend a favor with the Faith, because the Faith knows many things.
That sounds great.
And that, I think, I will also spend a favor with Salandris that I have.
Yeah, a bond,
sorry. Yeah. In order to have my away team to be a bunch of elite warriors from the Terran Lords.
Brilliant.
Yeah. So it's another D6.
Some of Salandris' bodyguards basically coming in. Yeah.
So 46, 1d8, 1d4.
Look.
5, 9. And what is that? I can't see
2.
what that for.
That's enough.
That's 11. Ooh.
Yeah,
but a close run thing.
Yeah. Well done. Right, I'll describe this. Like, you mark the 11 glory now if you like. Actually, we save it till afterwards. We'll do everything in one go because there's quite a lot in this one. Okay, the situation. The second you kind of approach the Space Hulk, as it's quieter, there's no space shocks, but all reality is kind of crumbling. There's an awful bit where you dock, and a group of people who you were going to send in half an hour later arrive through a portal in front of you, having been on the ship for half an hour already. Like the the time space stuff is warping all over the place. Thing it's very dangerous to kind of navigate this. How do you achieve a mastery of this place and also come to understand it?
Well, I think this is aha, says Kairos. This is to be there. There is a report of this in the 7th paragraph of the 18th scroll of the unknown. All we must do is focus on the eyes of your partner. Stare into the eyes of your squad mates.
Brilliant.
And as we do that, time adjusts.
That's fantastic. You actually sort of navigate your way through it. You go all the way to actually completely mapping the ship, by the way, since you've rolled. So you get completely. How do you overcome the rest of the challenge?
I think the rest of the challenge is about getting to the bridge of the Hulk, and there, studying its logs to find out where it has been and what it has experienced, and download and record all of that information, and then send it back to my Scion, who can channel it.
That's brilliant. You get out the ship just as it starts to move out of reality. Feel free to flip over the card and find what you discovered.
Ooh.
It's a demon pirate. So what happens is, unfortunately, that message you've got out the logs was some kind of an awfully bit of demonic script you didn't quite realise, and the second it entered the Scion's mind, they entirely are taken over, but they're possessed. Their body warping, fingers expanding in tentacles, and I live again. This person immediately steals your flagship, and it goes off to parallel, having warped a load of your crew, and it's now heading off to sort of ravage the universe a bit.
Well, that is a challenge that we shall pursue.
The arsehole's got my ship. Brilliant. Also, it is on the bright side, you get 11 glory, and you also get a favour with both the Collegia, the Solar Fleet, and the Collegia Psi.
Now I'm showing a favour with the Collegia Psi. I don't think I had that. Where did I get that?
You picked. You would in the down season. You would have picked 2.
Yes.
You get 2.
So I get another one for them, and okay. Oh, that's looking very solid.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It's definitely, this is all the balance. Definitely, it's the balancing stage. Like last time, everyone got annihilated in the game I played. Well, this time I've softened it a little. So it's what's too soft, what's too kind. But you'll find out shortly, I'm sure.
Yes.
And worth noting, in terms of if you're actually counting favors. Oh, sorry. I'm just basically keeping mission tracked. College Side did a mission saver. It's worth noting, if you do a second mission for the Solar Navy this season, you'll get an advance in the Solar Navy, because you're like, if you manage to do multiple missions in a single year, you'll be able to get an advance. Just to actually explain that for Zephyron, if Zephyron does 2 in the Solar Navy or 1 in the Imperial Army, you'll get an advance. In fact, if you do both of them, you'll get 2 advances.
Cool.
Yeah. So it's worth noting, you can completely ask for missions specifically. I mean, I'm picking them not randomly, but with that. But you can say, I'll contact whoever's in charge of the Grand Marshal. Anything you want doing.
The new Grand Marshal.
Yes, we can get to define in play. I'm quite looking forward to that. Presumably not a cigar smoker.
No, but still a bit sweary, I think.
Yeah. Yes.
And I think that we close out on that as my shuttle limps into deep space.
Yeah. That's brilliant. I'm going to have a mission. Okay, here's a useful mission. Let's go straight to you're approaching the signal, getting ready for the jump, and you get a message from somebody. Dominic, who did the Iron Goat put in charge of the army? Who's the new Grand Marshal? Or did you? You can always sort of reject the question.
I didn't care about it that much. Only thing I heard, because somebody showed me a slate with a name, is that it was some elderly, decorated female soldier, but I don't know any details further than that.
You get a message. It's kind of quite a surprise, actually. Of course, for a second you're thinking about you're speaking to Raven, of course, Admiral Raven of the fleet, and instead you have basically a clone sister, as in it's a clone sister about a couple of 100 years younger, so she's still walking, and with a very different kind of like. You recognize what she is. She's kind of a grown consciousness, as in the ecology of Psi have built an entity, a way of thinking from various bits, like a tactical genius here and that, but put inside this kind of this very reliable piece of physiology they've viewed. It's Iron Goat. There is we have a problem. Or rather, we have less problems thanks to you. Little bow. There are various sort of traitors from the army have ran into deep space. Like there appears to be cultists who are somehow interacting with the once Grand Marshal. They're out there running for the deep into the cosmos. The Scarlet One. Let's go with that. The Scarlet One, the leader of the cultists, is out there trying to escape. We would very much appreciate them not to exist anymore. If you can sort of on your journey, you could possibly look into this. We would appreciate it hugely. To sort of step into the mechanics, that'll be a D8 dangerous. So you'll have to actually go and fight down the this pirate, this Scarlet One who's legged it. So it'll make it slightly more dangerous, but it's a mission complete.
Sure.
Cool.
Yeah, I'll just say I will see what I can do, and I will have you on call in case I find something for you to do the honors.
Thank you, Iron Goat. You are exactly who the Empire needs. Shame that not many other people can see this so far. Anyway, I'll cut to. Right, I'll go do the dice roll. So it's D8, D6, 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 I think. Yes, D8 and 3 D6s, which gets us to. Oh, it's 11 as well.
Okay, now can you?
Who will face this challenge of war actually, because it's a battle against this guy.
The Iron Goat will, but can you quickly walk me through the roll?
As in my roll or your roll?
Your roll.
Okay, sure. I roll the dice, and whatever the highest number is, I add 5.
Oh, okay. So it's just a 6 and then plus 11, plus 5 makes 11.
Exactly. It's and like there's a standard number called the hazard or the chaos level in my hack. It's called the hazard level in other normal games, and that's basically a step level of how bad the universe is. And now I'm just fishing for the biggest number.
And then that 5 is just because we're already in the third cycle, right?
Yes, basically the first year is a 4, and anything after the first year is 5. I haven't said that yet. Actually, yeah, sorry. Yes, we've only played. Sorry, I forgot we only played the first year. The first year is all 4. There wasn't the first season's 4, or was the first year? I forgot which one I was playing.
I don't know.
This is a problem of playtesting. I'm tweaking the rules and I can't remember. Anyway, now it's 5.
Now it's 5. Okay, so 11.
Yeah.
And my role is I am Saffron Ironeye. I'm the Wayfinder. And I am looking for a signal and also some pirates, maybe. So I will answer the challenge with war. And I will overextend myself to also use technology. And I think I will need help from the Imperial Army once I found the Crimson One.
That's great.
Okay, so that is D6 for my name, D6 for my reputation, D6 for war, D8 for technology, and D4 it was, right, for the Imperial Army.
Yes.
Okay.
Good luck.
That doesn't look that great, does it?
Great dice roll. Oh, actually, it's a freeze, right? So it's 7 plus... Oh, 1 less, unfortunately. Yeah, so your total of 10, so you fail. But that's like you suffer. So you'll take 1 damage. I'm describing this situation because this man bastard's still out there. It's like, Karish, do you want to play the Scarlet one or like?
Yes.
Okay, the Scarlet one I've got is a blood cultist. So they're very bubbly. They really like people bleeding, and they've got not necessarily a good understanding of flesh in that kind of way. So I'll describe the sort of situations. Okay, Dominic, the Iron Goat's flagship locates the awful flying blood pustule that is the Scarlet One's ship in the void. Signals open between you. What does the Scarlet want to say? Feel free to jump in.
What can I do for you, my dear fellow, dear lady? I'm rather busy, and you see a hanging figure behind, and there is the slow drip of blood.
Busy with what? No, I don't want to know. Well, there's only one thing you can do for me, and that is surrender before I blast you to smithereens.
Surrender? But I'm having so much fun.
Okay, and I will cut the transmission, start firing, and of course fail.
Yeah. Also, it's worth noting, you can start on the rate. Like the battle is engaged, they fire back and are trying to get away. How do you think? How does the Iron Goat fail to escape, hunt them down?
I would be more interested in what sorcery because I think it's not so much a matter of the Iron Goat failing, but the Crimson One just being that good. Like, what does the Crimson One do that the Iron Goat did not expect?
It's so the way it normally works is like you describe messing up and I finish it. Like so.
I was
afterwards.
You're right. Addressing Alan.
Alan. Sorry, I forgot that.
I mean, I'm very happy to come up with a defense strategy.
Mm-hmm. So I'm thinking what the goat does is that she just uses a vast array of sensors to like plot all possible escapes. Uses her ships to kind of encircle you, and does everything what that by the book would make sure that she wins. And then
and yet
she didn't expect your sorcery.
Indeed not. And you begin to get calls from the rest of the fleet saying, we have a problem on the bridge. We have a problem on the bridge.
Okay.
And as you turn around, you see that your helm officer is bleeding from their eyes and ears.
Oh, no.
And that is happening on every flag, on every one of your ships, in this carefully constructed plan to ensnare.
And I think the goat, being nothing if not stubborn, will press the attack and will make sure that it goes on as planned. Which, of course, means that all the leading officers are collapsing one after the other, and her entire like upper like echelon is wiped out, and then before long the Crimson One can just like saunter out.
Escapes. I love that. Like Iron Goat's pissed off, I imagine.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well. So I'm trying to get a good name for the pirate. I'll come back to that one. So that's awful image as it escapes into the deep space, and you have to turn back due to the damage to the fleet.
Yeah.
Right, but you do get one favor from the for going on the mission. No, you didn't. You don't get that favor. Oh no, shit! It was a demand, and you didn't succeed the role. Oh, I said. What did I say? Did I?
You did.
I just say as long as it succeeded, because there is ones you go which is just you do the mission, succeed or fail. And what did I actually say?
I don't remember.
I think I would have said succeed because it's explore the signal, but it's like I'm not good. But it's only a minor thing, so I'll go and do this. So you get. Oh God. So I thought I was going to say at least this has happened, and it's no, that hasn't happened.
I apologize, but I only half understand the rules, so I'm completely at your mercy here.
It's like a lot of it's just like it really has kind of allowed the Chaos Blade to be quite brutal because it's set. You know what I mean? As in, like, I've put the stuff on the table. But in this case, it's not that bad because basically you don't get the mission success, you don't get the favor back, unfortunately. But you do get since it's only like small requests, there's nothing is harm. It's either 1 or 2 tokens, so it's 1 token on the College SI. So they're slightly pissed off with you. But on the bright side, like, you can't roll beneath 1 on a d6, so it's not that bad yet. It's kind of, you know what I mean? Like, 1 token's okay, and they also suffer a low level of wrath, which is a d6 wrath.
Okay.
Which basically means that they're a little pissed off at future, and that can happen to everybody. But that's it in that kind of like. But the mission's still outstanding, and of course you don't lose anything for the Imperial Army either, so they're all entirely fine.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, you know, they that wasn't a demand, that was a quest. Where are we? Fantastic. End of the first season of the calendar year. Oh, you get 1. You suffer 1 pain, and you also take. You gain 1 glory.
Oh, nice.
Cool. I quite like you still get 1 glory for doing something. There's something like it's a gentle bit in the game in terms of it's not that you don't get nothing. There's at least a point there.
Yeah, but you really have to be willing to suffer as a player for this game.
Yeah,
it's not a heroic fantasy as in like we have even equal chances of winning.
Like, yeah, it's a shame because you roll pretty like it was unfortunate you're rolling there is a good way of putting it. Like,
yeah, but I fix +5 is a lot in a 2d6 game.
Yeah. It's d6. Basically, that would average to 9. So, like, I rolled about as high, 11's pretty. So I'm pausing. My brain's gone. So d6 +5 is a lot, yes. But like most challenges, the smallest challenge in the game of Aegon is 3d6. So, and this is actually weirdly the other balancing thing you've got to really go for here, as in Aegon expects multiple people to be on the same challenges. So challenges which you're doing by yourself, I'm trying to work out how soft I make the rolls. In this case, I'm trying to also, since I'm giving, but if you never had the D8 as well, that might have been a different math. That changes the maths as well. Anyway, sorry.
What's the situation with the Prinsum, by the way? Can I use the Prinsum again? I used them in the final fight against the Demon Prince.
The Prinsum is sorry, you should have a token on which I got, which means they're spent. They're still in the narrative, so you should definitely use them in the narrative as you feel like. And if in the down season, if you want to refresh them, you can do a scene with them instead of with Kairos.
Ah, okay.
I mean, that's how I got the Ultra Thief back.
Yeah. It's definitely one of those questions. You weigh up the use of a D10 versus the use of a bond. The advantage of bonds is they can be used for like avoiding damage, which is obviously very useful if you don't want to. Right. Or actually, I should. I'll have to double check the rules. I don't believe you can spend a bond until it's going to be damage. So if you can't spend a bond to not spend a favor, if the game forces you to spend a favor, if that makes sense. Awesome. In which case, I believe Kairos is still in the lead. Set at the second season of War.
Slightly in lead.
I'm not looking at the scores. I believe you're all equally glorious in my eyes. How bad is the bread this time, Kairos?
It's the same bread. It just sits.
Yeah, I was about to say, like, the fact that so this is like 3-month-old bread now, especially because the Iron Goat didn't eat it first time.
And it must be said, the water is also left out.
Oh, nice and tepid. Who wouldn't want tepid? It's an awful scene in space. Things are floating around. Actually, was the meeting aboard your flagship, or was you meeting on like a planet or anything?
I assume that my flagship is a cathedral, so yes, I think it probably was aboard my ship. Ship. Okay, so sadly, this now has to be somewhere else, and I guess that it's. I think it's probably in a chantry of the faith on one of the planets. So it's a church or a cathedral.
That's brilliant. Like in the chantry, so it's there. Luckily, whilst you lost your flagship, you did save the bread. Like you always make sure the bread just carried on the person.
You know, you always need to have your towel and some bread with you.
Yes. The droid is walking around the table. Well, interesting things at times afoot. We have no new threats. However, just into the rules for a second, you don't draw a card if you've got the number of... Oh, no, you do. You draw one card. You draw one card if there's... So you roll up to the number of players, then you add one. The signal is still out there. The College of Scions are still interested in someone doing something about it. They appear to be slightly calmer right at the moment because they are, shall we say, slightly annoyed with you. There's a new signal from deep space.
New one.
Yes, equally mysterious. We're not quite sure what that is either, but it's obviously of import. And there is a pirate, a demon pirate called the Reaver. The Reaver appears to have possessed one of the most powerful ships in the galaxy and is threatening things. It is currently en route to Necromunda, where it's planning to drop virus bombs, our own virus bombs, to wipe out the entire planet. Which is something we would think little of, to be honest.
Well, yes. Does anyone within the Empire think this is something to avoid?
I think there's a message from the Terran Lords who are, which was 75% of the Terran Lords think it's very important to save. About 25% think Necromunda might be a problem better get rid of.
I mean, the last time we had a problem with Necromunda, the Guild of Blades were a bit uppity about it. Maybe they've backed off since I replaced the governor.
There is a bit in that area, so I'm just saying which mission is best. It's like the
Are there any demands on the table first?
I don't think there's any demands at the moment. In terms of orders, the College of Scions is asking basically, please someone, all these signals are interesting. So the one in the basically any signal is a request because there's too many signals now and they're confused. So they're not demanding. Also, they kind of not really talking to you much. If you do a mission, worth noting, if you do a mission to please the College of Scions, it also removes that token. So that's another bonus for doing it. I think the Imperial Army is actually the one who would like you to deal with the Imperial Army would be annoyed if you don't deal with the Demon Pirate, because as previously established.
Kieron, can I just ask? Is there any mechanism that decides if there are demands, or are you just deciding that as a GM?
There is guidance basically. So there's there's basically guidance of how many demands you give and the state of play. A lot of it just comes from the narrative, as in, okay, who'd be pissed off about Necromunda going? And I've got as I wrote the whole thing, it has more specific guidelines. But there's like sorts of missions one would have. For example, the signal. Actually, probably the Space Hawk's a good example. Like the Space Hawk, the way it's written up is, here are 4 sorts of problems you might have with the Space Hawk, and here is a list of submissions that may happen with the Space Hawk. So like they are kind of contextual. The guidance is basically at least give the chance for a player to have a mission on everything should probably have a chance for a mission, even if the mission is given at the start or afterwards. But so much is just it's a narrative tool. It's much more like moves, if that makes sense. Here's an extra offer. Does that make sense?
I was just wondering if there's a hard mechanic or if it's like that. Thank you.
Yeah, it's slightly squiffy. No, as in it's a tool rather than a guideline, but it's also it's a pretty firm guideline. Because I want to make sure if I don't give you missions or demands, you can't level up. So I've got to make sure there's enough stuff for you to have a chance. Especially because the way this game works, you have to have 3 in a single god, and each of one of you. Anyway, let's not go too far into the rules, because the changes from Aegon do alter it up.
Well, about the Kairos, I think it is obvious what we need to do next, right?
Is it?
I mean, as much as I appreciate the hospitality of your brothers here, I think you do need your own ship.
I'm frankly not missing it.
Huh.
I'm frankly more interested in this signal. This multiplicity of signals is fascinating.
I do like Chorus is abandoning your second in charge. You've left in charge that rugby player Vicar. You left in charge of Necromunda. You're abandoning them to their fate.
I mean, the muscular Christians have done what they can, but I'm slightly concerned Necromunda is getting a little bit too orderly.
I would not have expected to find myself arguing for the protection of your assets, my brother, but here I am.
I don't think of them as assets so much as... Well, no, that's true. They are assets, but I think they're probably disposable.
Ouch. Right, to go mechanically for a second, I've written slightly the cards wrong on Demon Pirate. They're not a clash, they're actually a struggle. Not a struggle the other way around. A challenge.
Oh, right. Oops.
Yeah. Oops.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah,
because
they're actually, they should be challenge D8, because that's they're a D8 challenge. So they're like a normal thing. They're not the full awful clash thing.
Okay. Because I have to say, that was the other reason I was avoiding it, because I didn't fancy my chances in a clash.
Yeah.
But if that, so it's a D8 dangerous means that you have to pay to get into the game, or
no, that's dangerous is you'll suffer a wound if you lose.
Right.
Challenging is you have to spend a favor to even fight them.
That's right. That's right.
I find. Yes.
Well, I say again, my dear goat, Necromunda.
Well, if you don't care about your people, then why should I?
Why don't we take a signal each?
Sure.
Wow. Okay. I'd say the Imperial Army, so there's no need to change it. The Imperial Army would be pissed off if Necromunda dies.
Oh, was it? I again, demand or request?
Oh no, they request you go to do it. Oh no, I didn't say that the way around. Ignore me. I didn't say demand. Let's just go with that as written.
So it's a request to go.
It is still a request, yeah.
I think the new marshal. I can't even remember who they are.
They seem very familiar looking.
Oh yes, Raven 2. Damn. Anyway, I think they can look after themselves. We've put them in line once. We can do it again if necessary. What say you, my dear goat?
Oh, let nobody say that I am ever easily swayed, but I feel most at home in the dark reaches of space. So I do like your idea of taking a signal.
Then let us away.
Brilliant. Hard cut to. Well, we'll come back to the. Should we do the Actually, let's do the death of Necromunda to begin with.
Yes.
As you kind of, we get this ship, and imagine like the sad music, the piano music playing as the demon pirate, your ship. There's kind of cheers because your reverend looks up and sort of sees, hooray, they're here. At which point the virus bombs drop, falling balletically to the planet, smoke billowing out, and then we get a slow pan across the surface of the world of bodies stretched out, twisting painfully towards the horizon, and a necropolis of death. Necromunda is the Death City at last. And then we hard cut to both your ships flying through the void quite merrily. We'll move this, and the Diamond Pirate disappears and then looks to their next target. Right, which one should we do first? It's worth noting that I didn't call the mission. So, Kairos, you can pick which of the two signals. It's worth noting, one of the signals still has the Imperial Army mission of going to hunt down the missing Scarlet one.
No, I think that I'm more interested in a fresh one.
Okay.
Which I think the Collegia Psi are interested in, aren't they?
Yes, both Collegia Psi are interested in both. I'm not giving an extra mission here, I think. I think one mission is enough for now. Okay, the distance of space is in front of you, and it's incredibly... This is like not the furthest you've ever been, but certainly the furthest you've been in this direction. And it's a long way. And it's a question of, can your engines hold up for the enormous gulf of space? So this is a challenge of technology. Who will face this challenge?
I, Silent Kairos, called Bookwise, will face this challenge. For though these are in the depths of space, there are charts, ancient charts, that I will confront. So 2d6.
Okay.
And
Is there any situation where bookwise? We've got to look for a place where bookwise does not apply.
I know it's a tricky
It's a good
one.
one.
I will spend some pain to indulge a technological solution. I hate dealing with technology. It makes my skin crawl, literally. So D8 and oh, hang on. I think I might have got too many D6s. Technology 3D6 and a D8. Yes, and I will spend a favor from the Solar Navy to have access to their.
Oh, I haven't rolled yet. Sorry, I apologise. You don't need to do this yet. I should have rolled. My classic error. Your total is 9. So a very reasonable.
I'm very reasonable. I think I will still spend that favor from the Solar Navy to have access to their most ancient charts as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Good
9
luck.
to beat, was it?
Yeah.
Or equal?
9 or higher.
Okay. 6 and 3.
And 7.
Oh, 7 and 3 is 10.
No, 6 and 7 is you pick the two.
Oh,
best.
both of them. Oh, yes, of course. Sorry, it's one dice. It's two dice. I
Weird
have this
system,
trouble.
isn't it?
Yeah. So
Okay,
that is. Oh, that is 16.
16, which is incredibly good. Okay, that is you take 9 glory. And basically, okay, I'll describe the void. The void is endless, and basically, you're aware that just the not being able to refuel or connect with any ships is a real technological battle. And you can sense that maybe your engines might fail. What do you do to make sure you can close the gap across the cosmos?
I begin to feed crew into the engines.
Dude, of course you do. The burning of the crew at least keeps everyone. I mean, spirits are high.
Spirits are high because those that survive are grateful.
Yeah, it's true. All journeys are bought by the blood of the Empire in that way.
Indeed, they are.
And you close the void, heading off, and you make the new discovery. Feel free to flip the card.
Excitement.
Ooh,
you
discover the planet Horus Alpha. It's a world. It's incredibly isolated. It's very hot and very barren. It's kind of it becomes a part of your empire. And you,
I mean, dry conditions are exceptionally good for storing books.
Yeah. Actually, look, the people who are living there are kind of like a monk order, and they kind of be a very austere kind of austere and kind of serious kind of. We prophesied your coming was prophesied, Silent Kairos. Admittedly, they were not very specific of the date, but that's because they are wise enough not to be very specific. That's the best kind of prophecy I find.
It is.
Seems like you traded up.
Then I will very humbly accept leadership of this order.
Thank you. I'm going to call that person the Bookmeister, because I haven't got a pick list of names yet.
Did doing that for the Collegia Psi do me any good?
Yes, I was about to say, that gives you 1 favour from them, and I'll also tick 1 mission.
Well, I have already 2 favours from the Collegia Psi.
Alas, you get no more.
So
However,
that doesn't turn into an advance.
No, alas not.
Damn.
No, but seriously, now you've done 2 missions to College of Psi, that means you'll get 2 ticks in the prestige box, which is nice. But frustratingly, unless you do a 3rd year, probably not enough to actually let you get an advance.
Yeah.
But you never know, actually, with 2 players, it's all motors, especially if we're not doing challenges. Okay. The Iron Goat ship, we'll go over to you, where you are kind of burning.
Yes.
Burning across the gods. I reckon it's another kind of void. Actually, I'm going to flip it slightly. Now, let's just do it tech as well. It's a similar problem, but you kind of go past the kind of place where you face the Scarlet One, the feet, the bits of bodies floating in here, and you head off further, aware that your the engines may not hold, and across the void. I'm going to roll the dice and see what it says. Oh Christ! You have no luck here, Dominic. The difficulty is 11. Who will face this challenge Who will face this challenge of technology? Think carefully, Scion.
Well, I'm nothing if not stubborn. So Severin Iron Eye, the Iron Goat, will face the challenge. And of course, I am always the Wayfinder. And it is a challenge of technology. Yet I will also, having learned from last time, challenge it with unnatural. And I will call in the favor of the Solar Navy, the Imperial Navy.
Cool.
So I'm not entirely sure now. Do I have to spend a pain to do the unnatural thing?
Yes.
Okay.
It says free. Let me delete that. It was free the next one.
Only once. Okay.
Yeah, as part of that kind of struggle, the final.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
That's fantastic. So, 3d6, a d8, and a d4. Unless you want to spend a bond as well. Which is the only other thing really.
I think what does the bond do again? It gives me a
name dice.
Gives you access to what my D6
okay.
name.
So it's just another D6, and that means just another chance to roll high.
Yeah. Really, you're fishing for 2 5s. If you're like, if your D4 rolls even a 1, like 2 5s will get it. So if you roll anything higher than, does that make sense? So 2 5s is what I'd be doing for safe math.
And then I think I will actually call in the council of my brother Kyrus, and tell him about what happened last time, and ask for magical counsel how to engage with that this time. Okay, that is 3d6, right? D8 and a D4. If I count that correctly. What?
Yeah. So there's name, reputation, technology, D8, bond, D6. But you said you used pain to put in a second dice?
Oh, yeah, it's 46 then.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay, that's a buttload of dice. Let's see what happens.
That's enough. So, no, it's not. Yes, it is. Easy, 13.
Thank you, Brother Kyrus. Your sage counsel.
I playtested this. The player who had incredibly bad luck, and they even they sacrificed the Empire to try to save their lover, and then rolled badly, so the lover died. They had until they actually the final decision of the war, and they won the war single-handedly. So they saved all their luck up for 1 point, which was great to watch. But fantastic. Okay, you two are traveling across the void, past your defeat. Your engines are starting to break. How do you close the gap across this enormous void to where the Scarlet One was heading?
Well, since we're doing with the technology and unnatural, we are we're doing a very similar thing to what Kairos did, but this time we are feeding the engines psychers.
That's high.
Yeah, and captured cultists. Fight fire with fire, very literally. And all the psionic energy stored in these cultist psychers just gives us the boost to carry us over. Of course, it also burns out our engines, but at least we get there.
You made a hit. That's beautifully done. So you travel across the enormous gap, and you see there's. Do you want to spot scene? Okay, you get 11 glory, and you also get a favor from the college's side. And let me just make sure I add that to the faction politics. Oh, and we can also remove the token from the culture side, so they're no longer pissed off. And I forgot to use the raffle on you guys, so I lose that raffle.
And I just did the second mission for the army, didn't I?
No, you didn't, because you didn't go after. I didn't roll the D8.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I should. I thought. I thought I offered it. And I realized no, I didn't. Shall we actually?
I think you should do that.
I'm going to roll a D8. To be honest, I'm going to roll a D8 and see how that's. If you're happy for me to roll a D8, and to be honest, whatever I roll, you're going to win anyway. So this is actually. I'm going to roll it and see what happens. I rolled an 8, still to 13. So actually, you take an extra 2 glory.
Nice.
This is me being very generous as the GM, I think. But I'm going to go with it. But you also get the army, and you get the army tick as well.
Sweet.
So you get an army favor and this. And trust, since you've hunted down, okay, you've jumped across the void. I think we also get that you killing the Scarlet one. Alan, do you want to jump in with them finding the Scarlet one out here?
Absolutely. Aha! We meet again.
Yes, and this time I am prepared.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
And how can we make that interesting? No, actually, it's the goat. The goat isn't interesting. The goat is efficient. The goat just smiles and again turns off the comms and just does the same thing like last time, but this time the melting the brains of my command stuff does not work anymore because they're psionically shielded. We just shoot them to bits, but we're still stranded because we burned out our engines.
You'll find your way home soon, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Any last words from the Scarlet one, Alan?
No.
Perfect.
How much glory do I get?
You get 13 glory for that whole thing now.
Sweet.
Yeah. Which is nice.
Mm-hmm.
It's definitely one of those situations where since you rolled so well, it's that kind of like, well, I definitely feel worse about if you'd rolled worse, I would have probably not been as soon to put it in. But as it was, like, no, you don't want to waste a good roll. Still, also, whatever. Right, feel free to see what you've discovered. Oh, across as your kind of engines come to a halt, you see life approaching you, and you think that's great. We found a really populated world. In fact, maybe an entire populated solar system, or maybe an entire populated galaxy.
Oh.
And stretching out from one side of the cosmos to the other, a fleet of giant living battleships, hungering and devouring and heading towards the Empire. And that's where we'll end both the season and also have a little bit break, like back at 1:15.
Sure.
Hard cut to one of the should we say Pyrus Alpha? Your new
Yes. This dusty, ruined, rundown abbey.
I apologize. My internet connected for a second. What were you saying about the demon pirate, Alan?
He's going to hang around, causing us trouble until we deal with him.
Yes, I assumed as much. As will the Biofleet, I'm afraid.
Yeah,
the Biofleet is a pressing concern, these priests, they don't have bread. They eat raw sandworm.
Of course.
Sandworm wafers.
Dried in the sun. Sandworm jerky. For my taste, it's a little tasty. But there you go.
You say it's a little tasty, but like to everyone else's taste, what does it taste of?
John, do you want to say what it tastes of?
It tastes of licorice. Licorice.
Oh, there you go.
To think of a little bit.
Definitely not to my taste.
Yeah.
No.
Yes, the Bookmeister is bringing the sandworm jerky to everybody. Like the entire bio I've written here is slightly cynical sandworm jerky. So that's the entire thing I'm going to be using for them. And the robot is walking around. Things have there are certain tensions amongst the Empire. I'm sure you might be aware of. I mean, interest. How did the Iron Goat manage to get their ship back to the galaxy with the news that the Biofleet is coming?
I think the Iron Goat let slip a fuck and just stomped back to the engine room and just connected the hyperfertulator to the Jeffrey's pipe and created a wormhole that allowed the fleet to just like backwardly tumble through a wormhole that spit them out over Terra. And probably also allowed a few outliers of the Biofleet to come through as well before the whole closed up again.
That sounds
so. Yep.
Also, like that awful. Like, it's useful to bring back evidence of the awful Biofleet that's arriving. There was one final image you got as the Biofleet emerged towards you. In some planets, the size, ships the size of planets arranged in this kind of shoal, and if you sort of you lose the scale a bit for a second, but then you kind of unfocus your eyes and see it, and it's arranged in the face of the Scarlet One, as if the psychic essence of this awful pirate has become part of this entire fleet. And so this fleet moving slowly is in the shape of this laughing, awful pirate that once bested you in battle and is looking for a rematch. That's good to know.
Ugh, so garish.
Yeah. So we go to everyone's got their salmon jerky. The robot describes.
So Landros would love him.
The primary problem is the Biofleet. The Biofleet is approaching Terra at speed. The Solar Fleet, the Solar Fleet is engaged in combat with it. If the Solar Fleet that does not, if the Solar Fleet, if nothing has happened, the Solar Fleet will fall within the month. So the actual threat is a faction level. The Solar Fleet will be destroyed and removed from the game if we don't do anything about the Biofleet this month. Clearly, there's a mission from the Solar Fleet saying, "Please." Raven probably said, "Honestly, we'll do our best, boys, but we'll probably require a little helping out if that's all right."
Yeah, of course.
So that's request, not demand.
Request. To be honest, demand's too late. It's like it's almost pointless. If they make a demand, they're already dead. So it's that kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah. If I was going to demand, it'd be more like the Faith or someone would demand to do it because we can't afford to lose the Solar Fleet. The Demon Pirate, however, we have some bad news. The Demon Pirate is approaching Pyrus Alpha as we speak. We can get this by we can know where the Solar Pirate, due to our links with Kyros's ship, we know where the ship is going. We don't know when or how or where it will be arrive. So with how they stealthily dealt with Necromunda, we believe they'll be dropping ordnance onto Pyrus Alpha and destroying it utterly. Just talk about the mechanics for a second. The bottom left of the card says threat, and that says that's what they do. Threat means they'll attack and destroy a planet if one exists. If they don't, they'll annoy a faction. And that's the present situation. There's no mission attached to the Demon Pirate yet.
Cynically speaking, Goat, the Solar Navy owes both of us.
Mm-hmm.
Were they to be destroyed, you cannot call a debt in from a faction that no longer exists.
Paul, you can't. You have existing factions. You just can't gain any new ones.
Okay.
Yeah. In the fiction, that's justified as leftover soldiers, like old advice, etc.
Okay.
So you won't lose anything, but you'll lose the ability to gain anything else in it.
Okay.
But also, I don't need any cynical calculus to help the fleet. Whereas I'm not as attached to your planet, to be honest.
No, I can see that. So the Demon Pirate is inverted commas simply a challenge.
Yeah.
The Biofleet is a clash.
Yes, that's the 3-stage one.
Okay, so that because clash struggle.
Yeah, I might have not changed.
Right.
Some of the cards might have just not been updated.
No, that's fine. Well, it seems to me that. Do you fancy your chances at the Biofleet on your own?
I don't think I will have great chances to overcome them, but I will try if I must.
Do you'll need a reminder of the rules about struggles.
It's yeah. Go ahead.
Okay. The basic possibilities are, actually, one person can go all the way through and not defeat. You can. The first stage is just like pre-battle planning. The middle stage is either you set up the stakes for the final battle, or you defend against the problem. In which case, that's the choice. In this case, we either stop the fleet being destroyed, or set up the positions for the final battle. And then there's the final battle, which you can roll on no matter what. But if you don't win the seas, I get to decide what the stakes are, or what your win condition is. The way that normally works in the game is, if you haven't won the seas, I will choose them to become undefeated, at which point they will move to this area of the board, and they'll start gaining tokens. And at some point in the game, they will return. It works exactly the same as Rebellion, one turn per month. So in other words, one person can absolutely go through, stop the bad thing from happening, and also stop it happening for a while, if they're lucky, because the Biofleet is a monster. It's worth noting looking at the numbers makes you kind of realize, oh no, this is one we'd be spending stuff on. Is that kind of even? I would be like that. You haven't got an advance yet, makes that even harder mathematically. But yeah, that's the thing. So one person can absolutely go through and temporarily disable it and still stop the fleet from dying. And if they're willing to sacrifice the fleet, they can completely and utterly, they can take it down themselves. Is the way that the rules work.
Okay.
And if we ignore it, they will kill the fleet anyway.
Yes.
Right? Yeah. I don't like the sound of the word resistance 5 there. What does that mean?
That means, I say you describe the fate. You can just destroy them, or you can bring them into the Empire, and you have a Biofleet as part of your Empire.
And they're resistant against that.
Yeah, they really hate. That's the number of tokens they have They're the number of rebellion tokens you have on them instantly.
Got it.
So in other words,
that makes sense.
It's really hard to. You can recruit. Be specifically, you can recruit them to the Empire, but they're unlikely. You'd have to do missions on them immediately to help them become less likely to rebel. Right. And also, having a Biofleet as part of the Empire might have narrative problems, as you might imagine. Like, the Biofleet gives missions like, can you feed us this entire planet full of people? And other pens of the Empire may not like that. But you can 100% recruit the awful Biofleet to the Empire if you want to.
Ah.
And I'm aware that putting that offer on the table is like, you see players going, well, maybe I do want to buy a fleet. This is the plot of every single Aliens movie. Maybe I can actually be friends with the Xenomorph and use it.
At some point, someone has to get it right with the alien, don't they? I think that I'm prepared to sacrifice Pyrus Alpha, but I'm hoping to get one use of them before they are bombed into oblivion.
Traditionally speaking, the way we normally do it is if you don't do a mission, all threats happen at the end of the turn. So yes, you 100% can do that. Me doing the other one first was much more just dramatic flair. It's not the normal turn order.
Okay, then I suggest we both we embark on your fleet, because mine is still dropping plague bombs on planets, and go after the Biofleet.
Yes. Right. That was wisely spoken, as always, brother.
Yeah.
Lead on, Goat. Lead on.
Both of you still have your legions of troops, remember, as well.
Yes.
So like you do have space, your members. But fantastic. Right, up the declaring mission stage. Kairos, declare your mission.
The Biofleet.
Fantastic. Iron Goat, where do you face?
The Biofleet.
Okay. Amazing. You arrive. It's still the edge of the Empire, like about halfway across the void that the Iron Goat travelled to find them. And across this enormous front line, like light years upon light years, a battle is fighting between the whole solar fleet and this seemingly endless thing, which is like just an awful mass of flesh. Torpedoes made of brain cells exploding with psychic force collide into the battleships of the Empire. And you see this battle happening out as your fleet arrives in the rear view. You get a message from Raven. A little buzzy old chaps. We'll hold the line. You finish them. And that's fantastic. Gentlemen, you can discuss. This is the So I've just grabbed the tactical situation, and I'm going to roll the dice to give you the kind of difficulty number, which is the first one is just the D10, quote unquote. Easy. Sorry, I would have said that. 7. Feel free to. Who will face this challenge of? Well, you get to choose what this challenge is because it's the first one in a clash. But like, feel free to both of you talk to each other and do kind of role play stuff as well here.
I think we need to know more about the makeup of these things, and so I am inclined to send the Ultra Thief to gather intelligence.
That is a beautiful thought. Meanwhile, I have been talking to my Princem, not so like over her shoulder, and he came up with the idea of implanting a techno-magical virus into the fleet. And for that, of course, it would help to know how they are exactly made up. So it seems we are hand in glove, my brother.
Right. Fantastic. Which dice? Like the Princem is like. I imagine I'm giving him information here. The Prince says, "I saw something like this out there. My people were running from these things."
Good thing you're with us now, love.
And it's like, thank you. That kind of. This is It'd be good to fight back against them for once. Okay. Please, Kairos, or what's your dice? What will you bring to bear, and what is this challenge?
I am Kairos, and I am bookwise. And I think this is a cunning approach. So 2d6, a d8, but I'm also going to channel some psi energy by spending pain to gain unnatural for cover.
Yeah.
To try and crack on towards damage. So that's 3d6 and a d8. And 7.
7 should be doable. You need a 4 and a 3.
Yeah. I think that I will cash in a favor from Collegia Psi, and I'm going to leave the. We're going to do this by psionic probing, not by a physical intrusion by the Ultra Thief. I think that D10 is rather too valuable. So 3d6 and a d8 against 7.
Cool.
Oh, job's a good one. That's 12, 13, 14.
You shouldn't roll yet, by the way, because.
Sorry.
No, it's okay. I'm going to make you re-roll that actually, because Dominic can't make his choices without.
No, he can't.
It gives Dominic a cheat mode as well, as Dominic realised that's a hard one to beat.
Yeah.
So I think both of you have to roll again, or other.
I was seriously, and I'm not saying that because I actually haven't seen what Alan rolled. I was seriously considering just supporting again, if only to get that bond with Silent Kairos again. And since it's an easy roll, I think that's not a bad move. I trust Kairos that you can handle this challenge with a little bit of logistical support on my part.
Fine. So does that give me a D6?
D6, yeah.
So
you get 1 bond, Dominic. Sorry, Imgo gets 1 bond and also 1 glory.
So let's do this properly. 4d6, 1d8, 1d4, 7, 12, 30. Hang on, is that right?
That'll be 6. That'll be.
Oh yes, 3. So it's
15.
Yes. Thank you.
Yeah.
I can't read that D4 easily.
Yeah, it's the point you've got to tick. You've got to click it to make it go back 4 between the D4. So basically, on the right side with the actual numbers, I just click the numbers to work out what dice it is.
Right.
Yeah,
right.
so you find the D4 and work out which one that is. Then the rest.
I'm with you. I'm with you. Okay.
Cool. Okay, let's go. So, as I say, this is the enormous alien. So you're doing a psychic of it, yeah?
Do I get any glory for that?
You will, like when we finish the whole thing, yeah.
Okay.
Yes, you do. You get 7 glory.
Thank you.
You also get a D10 advantage to be used at any point during this battle or this struggle.
Okay.
Okay, I'll just give that. So basically, it's an enormous hive mind, and you sort of realise it gets direction. You think from actually no, don't do that. But it's an enormous hive mind pulsing, enormous. How do you engage with it? How do you find information about what it wants?
You simply get the Collegia Psi representatives with the fleet to simply, we see them in a darkened sepulchral space, and they simply open themselves. And of course, many of them, their heads explode.
Of course.
But they don't die for nothing. And so we collect information that way at some cost, but a cost worth paying.
Brilliant.
We found a weakness in the form of that advantage.
You do. You discover the fact that they've basically they've got a plug-in consciousness. That's the reason why they've done with the Scarlet One's brain, as in the idea that they've taken somebody who knows the space they're going to devour, and that person gets a kind of immortality in the flesh. So they're kind of you realise who you're fighting. You're fighting the murderous bastard who got on the Iron Goat's wick and paid for it. Presumably their psionic energy is snatched at the moment of death. Well, that's pretty grim. Okay, we this current cycle. So basically, you know this, and you're preparing to battle. The Solar Fleet's carrying on. The Solar Fleet's in a grinding thing. If you don't actually step in and do something to remove the pressure, they're going to crumble. You can tell Raven's voice is cracking over the comms as things get bad. Yes, we've lost 33%, a little more than we expected, perhaps. But we'll be fine, I'm sure. And if not, it's been good knowing you guys. Alternatively, are you going to see? There's also a weird message that comes from both of you in your quarters. Find a knife waiting for you.
Garish.
Actually, no. I'm going to rewind a bit. I'm going to reintroduce this. Somebody visits you aboard the ship as you're making the plans, and it is it's the Knuckle Lord, the Ogren from. He lurches in, and he's been complete. You can see the psi marks in terms of his reprogramming of his energy, an enormous metallic kind of eye on one side, but that awful intellect and physical power is put into the assassin's need. He stands before you and raises his enormous knuckles, and written on them is a message from the Blade Mistress. And he holds it up to you, and it says quite simply, we would like to understand, if we face one of these again, we would like to know how to kill them. Would you please? There's a queen core intelligence deep inside, and it could be easily lost in the battle. We would have it, no matter the cost. This is something else you can defend against. Basically, there's now two defend things here. One is stop the fleet from being destroyed, and the other one is the defend is the queen dies. So in other words, you can choose to stop the queen dying and get what they want, but it does mean you won't be defending against the Solar Fleet. This is a double advance for the Blade Guild. So in other words, that would be enough to put you onto both of you would put on for 3 stars on the Blade Guild, and you'll both get. If you basically abandon the fleet, you'll get an advance, and succeed on this mission, you'll get an advance.
Can both of us defend against different things and neither?
Yes. The interesting thing is this is the problem actually, like declaring dice before you do it too much, because you roll and then you decide what you defend against. So you can both, if you both choose to defend, you can one of you can choose and also you pick first as well. So whoever rolls highest picks first. Yeah. Does that make sense what I've just described, by the way, Dominic?
More or less, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. The situation is 1. Do you want the queen? That's something you can defend. You can stop the fleet dying. That's the other one. And the other one is seize and prepare to annihilate these bastards forever from the galaxy, or bring them in.
I mean, I'm inclined to say that you defend the fleet, and
Yes.
I seek to extract the queen.
Okay.
Yes.
Right.
In your wisdom, you anticipated my decision.
Yeah. So whether or not you don't need to declare this as of yet, this is entirely story based. So like, if one of you rolls higher and wants to choose the one that gives you a free advance, that's entirely up to you. Right. Okay. The situation's going on. The Empire, things are burning. Let's do the defend roll first. Yeah, I've got to roll. Okay. It's worth noting the Biofleet's a monster. So it is D10. D10 arduous. That means it costs the pain to even enter conflict with it. It is dangerous. So if you lose the roll, you will also suffer a second pain. and it's also a psychic horde, which means it's risky. Which means if you lose the roll, you have to spend a favor. Yeah, so it's a hard one. So to even enter the conflict, you have to spend a pain instantly. Just to say the rule, because I haven't said it this time, if you hit a scar boundary, you can instantly take your advance.
Well, I'm certainly prepared to pay a pain to enter the challenge.
Brilliant. Oh yeah, I've got to roll the dice though before you said it. Okay, this is defend roll. You have to say which, if you want to make sure the rules are clear, you have to choose whether to defend or seize before I roll. But then
I intend to defend.
Me too.
Great. Let me roll. So it's a D10, a D10, a D10, and a D6. Just double check that. No, it's a D8.
Oh, there's a D8 in there. Oh.
Let's see. Don't mock the D8. It'll turn up an 8, and then you'll be in trouble. Right. Good luck. The galaxy.
Oh.
9.
Nice.
That's
Nine.
really nice. Okay, Dave.
Wow.
Okay, so the situation. Who will face this challenge of intelligence? I reckon it is. Because basically you both got to roll the same one. So I reckon intelligence, it's basically tactical planning at this stage. It's not a full battle yet. This is basically, can you position yourself to save the fleet or get in and rescue the thing?
I believe I can save I can capture the queen.
Mm-hmm. And I would defend the fleet.
Right. You don't need to declare this yet, but fantastic. You're both allowed. Assemble your dice pools, gentlemen, or gentle scions.
I am Silent Kairos, and if anyone knows anything about this, I do, because I am bookwise. This is a cunning approach, I believe.
Mm.
And I am going to spend some pain to be part of this, and I'm going to spend some pain to engage with the unnatural, because I believe we will need psionic shielding for this.
Of course.
And I am going to call on the monks of Pyrrhus Alpha. They know that following the arrival of their savior, i.e. me, then the cataclysm, the apocalypse arrives. So they are praying strongly, and I am picking up those sonic waves and getting a D6 out of them. I am going to call in a favor from the Collegia Psi, because they too have a stake in this. And finally, we will use the Ultra Thief for our intrusion. So that's 4d6, a d8, a d4, a d10. And there's a step after this, isn't there?
Yes, the actual battle to make it not
Yeah,
win.
fine. I'll go with that.
Cool. And the Iron Goat, will you face this challenge?
I will face the challenge. I am Saffron Iron Eye, and I will find a way to connect the fleet and organize the defense using my knowledge of technology. And I guess in this case, war, which is painful, but, well, life is pain. And I will also, at this case, I will commandeer the entire Solar Navy, and that won't work without calling in a favor from them.
Yes.
To submit to my direction.
Fantastic. Gentle Scions, roll.
Mm-hmm. 26, D8, D4.
Gosh, the irony. I get the same on 2d6 as I got on a d10. So that's 10. And that is 11.
And Dominic?
Mm-hmm. So that's 3d6, a d8, and a d4. Hey.
That just makes it. That's a 9.
Yeah.
You both succeed. So you both take 9 glory. Sorry, I'm lying. Kairos takes 9 glory. Dominic Iron Goat takes 5 glory. Because you both succeed.
Fair enough.
Okay, I'll describe. It's worth noting. Alan gets to decide which one he wants to defend against first. So it's, you could swap it around, but this is definitely one that I think you're going to play with.
I think it's the Queen. I think you get the intelligence of the Queen captured in a psionic field.
Right. I'll describe the setup. I said the fleet's enormous, beyond imagining, and deep inside the kind of, you realise at a distance the sort of, you said the fleet shaped like his face. Behind it, there's a kind of brain, and deep inside the brain, there's a single small, fleshy, monstrous ship, and that's the kind of the soul ship, if you will. That's where the consciousness of the storing. This is where you can live. This is the brain bug one can steal, and it's almost impossible to get out of there, or is it?
It isn't, because the Ultra Thief relishes a challenge, and so we see a splinter thin ship departing from the fleet, sonically shielded, physically shielded, and it penetrates that group that forms the outline of the brain, and we know the consciousness that this is the most recent accretion of consciousness to this, and so the Scions aboard with the Ultra Thief focus on that, strengthened by the prayers of Pyrrhus Alpha as the apocalypse approaches.
Brilliant. They're sort of praying, and they're going to hear the ships approaching, and also like imagine like the Ultra Thief kind of going, "I almost stole a star, but I never stole the soul of an entire fleet. Oh, gee, oh golly me! Oh, Kairos, you take me to the most fun places." And then they drag it out the fleet, and we pan over to the Iron Goat's flagship, looking down on the battlefield. As I said, it's a full-on battle, and the ship's about to crumble. The line's about to crumble. We're going to lose the fleet, but you're in a position to turn the battle. What do you do?
I hail Raven and I say, "Relax, old friend. I'll take over from here." And I open the comms to every ship and the entire fleet and say, "This is the Iron Goat. I'm the new Supreme Commander of the Navy, and I will send something over. I need you to disperse it." And I sent over a raw version of the virus that the Princeling has been working on. And what it does is that it disrupts the psychic links between the Hive Fleet ships, so that they become utterly disorganized. It doesn't damage them, but it totally severs their communication channels. And with that, I then give them orders where they need to go, most of them psychically, because I can't talk from more than one mouth at the same time. I'm not that crazy. And organize the strikes where they need to be. And Kairos from the inside of the field sees the outer edges just fraying, and from there it kind of starts to collapse inward. But we're not there yet. We still have a third wave to go.
Like obviously, stopping them being destroyed was definitely enough, and that's great. You've set up how the victory, because what happens now is, oh yeah, they can't wipe this out, and you realise they're falling apart. The mission now is, can you annihilate them before they separate or escape, or like, because it's like they were a horde, they're an army, but now they're a snowstorm. They're collapsing every direction. Can you wipe out these things before they go and spawn and do God knows what else they might do? Raven sort of speaks over. That was beautifully done, gentlefolk. Where do the guns goes next? Okay, that's the situation. That they're these awful fleet. That I think the slow motion awful visual is the kind of the Scarlet One's face falling apart on a galactic scale, like the kind of his kind of head falling apart and huge chunks of spaceships. It's like an awful image of a snowstorm gone mad. Well, that's good. Okay, let's. And can you pursue them? Can you purge them? Worth noting, since you didn't seize the battle, the real stakes is you can't destroy them forever. They'll be back, but at the same time they might be reforming. So that's actually the situation. You destroyed it entirely for the current situation, but you are aware they're kind of coagulating back together again. So it's, can you keep them separated or not, is really the kind of challenge. It's a challenge of war, but since actually neither of you get to pick I can pick the free one you get, and I'm going to choose not to pick a free one. Because I'm an arsehole. They're just...
The fates are cruel.
They are cruel. Okay, so the situation is they're just desperately trying to reform or escape, or both. I'm going to roll the dice and see what I got. That's that's more like it for them. 14 is their total.
My
Right,
goodness.
who will face this challenge of war? Scions, consider carefully.
I will certainly take this challenge of war,
Of course,
and
I will.
I will pay pain to do it.
Yes, both.
Just a note, I've just crested 80 glory. So does my name die go up to D8 instantly?
Yes, it does. Congratulations.
Okay.
Right, and you both spent a pain to. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Right. In which case, please assemble your dice pool to face the challenge.
Do you want to go first this time, Dom?
I think you have to, right? Because you're high on glory.
You don't have to say. That's true. Actually, you have to do your. You have to say if you're answering the challenge first. You're entirely right.
Okay, then I am. For I am Silent Kairos, and I know more now than I did before.
Well, I'm not sure bookwise is allowed here, by the way. This is a grinding battle. I think for once it's not allowed.
Okay. I will spend pain, which takes me into my first damage, which earns me another advance, I think.
Yes, you do. Please take an advance.
A D8, advance a D6 domain to a D8. I will, wrong one, that one. I will advance war from D6 to D8.
Cool.
So that's 2 D8s, my name and that. I will spend that second pain in order to access cunning. So that's 3d8, 1d6. Oh no, sorry, that's the wrong way around. No, that one. How do I take a d6 away?
You just tick the dice.
There we go. So Silent Kairos d8. War is now d8. Cunning is d8. That's the pain I paid. And this does to an extent rely on a favor from the Solar Navy. So that's a d4.
There's one more. Your advantage.
My advantage.
I've
got a d10. Thank you. Is that enough? Or do I want to spend the Emperor? Oh! That's it. That's spend once and never get it back. I will go with 3d8, a d4, and a d10. I've got no assets left unspent. Oh, here we go.
Don't roll yet.
Oh, wow. Oh, sorry.
Let's disregard that.
Yeah. That's interesting. That's never happened before in a playtest. It's interesting because you get like. Anyway, I'm just interested in the energies. Right, Dominic, what dice pool would the Iron Goat like to bring?
So I am Saffron Iron Eye. Can I make the Wayfinder?
I'm not sure it works. Oh, you paused.
Oh, frozen.
Yeah. Work as a matter of war.
I reckon.
I'm breaking up.
So it's a hard and bookwise. I don't think Wayfinder fits. Just as a kind of, I think we need to find on limits to what the names are, and I think Wayfinder isn't here, unless you strongly disagree.
I don't care.
Okay.
Then let's. How do I? I'm just gonna clear my thing and build it again. Okay, so I'm Saffron Iron Eye, and again, is it for sure a war? Yeah, it is, right?
It is war, but you can spend pain to add another one.
Mm-hmm. So then it is a matter of war, and I will spend a pain to also make it a matter of technology.
Cool.
And I have my first advance. I think the blue field means it's advance, right?
Yes, you do.
And with that, I will advance also war to a d8.
Cool.
I think I've this conflict really steeled my resolve, which means it is a 1d6 and 2d8 actually. And I will also call in a favor from the Collegia Psi. And I will also really, really closely coordinate with my brother Silent Kairos,
Cool.
which gives me another D8.
Ah, yes.
Does. Cuts both ways.
Yep. So let's see what that is.
Right. Good luck, everyone.
Okay. Oh, right. There we go. So which one of those is that? That's that. Oh, 12. Fail.
14. What did I roll?
So
14.
You
rolled.
pass. Like, Iron Goat passes. Right. Okay. Silent Kairos fails, so you take 1 extra pain, and you also take another. You lose another favor, which means unless you want to spend the bond, that's another pain. Yeah.
I'll take the pain.
Okay. Cool. And the Iron Goat gets 14 glory.
And I get. Do I get 5?
You get
no, 1.
Yeah. Okay. Let's describe this battle, because basically what happens is you're going to get to wipe out this fleet because I've got another way of keeping them alive. So feel free to annihilate this fleet. But they're falling in all dimensions. It's an epic battle of impossible imaginations. As if a fleet of Death Stars was fighting with one another. Galaxies burn. You can smell like the awful smell of alien flesh burning across galaxies. It's pretty awful. They're kind of moving in on a. They're trying to escape. What did Kairos try to do to stop them? How did they fail?
I am not a warlord, and so I just deployed the scrolls of the fist, my legion, each of them in an independent small fighter, which proved to be disastrous. All I did was to tempt them in one direction. So lots of the ones that were dispersing were drawn in my direction. I became a tethered goat, in fact.
They're coalescing. The fleet is coalescing around Kairos, looking to about to wipe him out. As in, is your brother going to die? Or how does the Iron Goat save the day?
The Iron Goat, of course, it couldn't have happened in any better way, because that puts the entire fleet in one small cluster. So the virus should have an easy way jumping from ship to ship to ship to ship to ship. And for this, I assemble the best and brightest from the Collegia Psi, because they are the means to deploy the virus. They will be sent in on ships, coming as close as they can to the alien fleet, which is distracted by their mission to kill Brother Kairos, and they will sacrifice themselves, delivering the techno-magical mind virus. And Kairos, from his perspective, being engulfed in alien flesh in one moment, and then it all just turns gray, ashen, and then black, as it starts to just tumble away in the darkness of space. And the killing shot, if you will, is just not coming. Galaxies burn, planets are destroyed, and there's an awful, awful, awful amount of biomass just floating in space.
That's awful. Brilliant. And it's victory. The fleet are seeing... once again, the Iron Goat's name is chanted aboard the Solar Fleet. You are this warlord respected amongst the entire galaxy. Maybe less glorious, but you finished the job. The Iron Goat gets it done. And
everything for the fleet.
And after that, we cut to Pyrus Alpha, where the Bugmasters are gathered around in prayer. The hour of apocalypse at hand. They look up, a ship appears, and they are silent and respectful as they drop a different virus bomb on the planet. Because your armory is considered, you have that secret armory you had, Kairos, we described. This is a pretty vile weapon. This Necromunda was a planet so much life. Pyrus Alpha was barely any, but this bio bomb suddenly is released, and every single one of the people there explode into a massive biomass. The entire place becomes an awful fleshy rainforest of pain, and everyone on Pyrus Alpha has died. And unknowing to everyone else, this is a planet that's now abandoned. Deep within it, a psychic signal is reached, and the planet, the biofleet starts growing inside it. The planet is in fact a giant egg, ready to hatch, and one day a new biofleet will emerge from it. And we'll take a break there before last break before the last hour of play. Hard cut to Terra itself, looming in the galaxy, and there's another parade for the Iron Goat. How is the Iron Goat celebrated? Actually, in this case, it's a fly past because you've saved the solar fleet this time. So how do you arrange the solar fleet to look magnificent?
I think the goat didn't arrange anything because the goat doesn't care. But of course there's this desire in the fleet to express their gratefulness. So I mean, they're not coming with the entire fleet. That would be irresponsible. They need it elsewhere. But I would assume that the like upper echelons of the fleet leadership are coming with their the ship equivalent of these fancy uniforms. Like they have fancy military ships that are not usable for fighting, but they look good, and they all congregate around the goat's ugly, practical flagship, and they come in and they are welcomed by what was by Gruff. And Gruff is handling all the pleasantries, and then at the end they get a dinner with the goat, which is held in gluttonous silence on the goat's part, while everybody else is like networking and rubbing shoulders.
That's perfect. First stage up is actually the legend stage. Worth noting, people didn't actually spend their legend this year.
So and sorry, I forgot one thing. And of course, on the other end of the table, there is an honorary place for Brother Kyrus, with like scrumptiously old bread.
It's very thoughtful of you, brother. Sister.
Brilliant. I would say, as part of the fly past is actually, this is the stage of legends. So we get to define a legend again for yourself. So what's your biggest? I think like as you arrive back on Terra, there's enormous like beneath you, crowds of people are marching, holding placards which are arranged to form an enormous picture viewable from space, hailing the Iron Goat's great achievement. What do you reckon the most legendary statement you did this year? Like what do you think is the most legendary achievement? Last year, time you were the bridge builder, and last time Kairos became the Necromonderon. So it's like, what's the big thing? I swear, to be honest, it's probably defeating the fleet, but like I'm capable of being argued against it.
No, I would say for the Iron Goat, it's Supreme Commander.
Okay, fleet, right. I'll just write it on your fleet. That's a D10 because it's
Supreme Fleet Commander.
Yeah. Oh dear, I'm cutting and pasting wrong. That's great. So you get that picture from the ground. Hail Supreme Commander, almost continent sized. What about you? What's the legend of Silent Kairos?
I think this has to do with extracting the Queen's sentience.
Yeah, because in my and what name do you reckon that is?
I don't know if it'll fit in your space, but Sentience Stealer.
Great, that'll do. And you kind of get this kind of the image I get in the parade is the fact that the guild got this and rescued it, and they haven't really done the details. I don't think the fleet quite have realised you might have got stabbed, but the Blade Guild are kind of like, in my image, like a Roman triumph, and they bring back Gaulish leaders and parade them before the planet. They're doing that with the brain they stole. In that way, so that's all kind of thing. That is also a D10, by the way.
Right. I just want to add to that this idea of a floating chariot being, paraded through the crowds, and I would love to have his radiance stood on my corner, stood behind me, whispering in my ear, saying, "Remember. You need to be careful lest this go to your head."
Yes, you are not a god. And
I'm not a god.
Imagine your Aegis is thinking, "I'm a god." Not you.
And I'm a goat.
Yes. I just work here. Brilliant. The parade finishes, and we have a signal of reflection. Does your reputation no longer apply to yourself? Are you so bookwise or wayfinder? Do you want to change your reputation?
No. No.
No.
I am committed to the book.
No, I like Wayfinder, and it's. I was just wondering if I want to change it to something like caring, or But I think what Wayfinder has that too, like still this thing of connecting. I really like that.
Yeah, I mean it's definitely Wayfinder's good. Yeah, Zephyr and I, the Iron Goat, the Wayfinder. That's you can imagine someone getting on stage shouting that, which is kind of what the goal is. But we're now forging bonds of love and hate. Each scion gets to frame a scene with another scion and engage with it. Alternatively, then we frame the scene with an asset and we remove a token from it. Kairos, do you want to frame your scene first? Oh, worth noting, the theme this season is jealousy. Why you're jealous of the scion, your fellow scions? Why do they annoy you?
I think I'd like again to have mine with the Ultra Thief, I'm afraid. Because on the theme of jealousy, I think that the Ultra Thief needs to understand that she is valuable, but not that she is indispensable.
Well, I know I'm valuable.
I'd say, Dominic, do you want to jump and play the Ultra Thief?
And I've saved your behind more than once, so I would say I'm pretty indispensable too.
You just need to understand, Ultra Thief, that there is in the Empire there are those people who are potent and powerful and respected and valued,
and then there are those with titles,
and then there are the scions.
I'd just say so we pull out from the two talking. So I'd like to know where this conversation is happening. Like Kairos, where is this?
I think it's happening in his apartment. Given we're on Terra, I think Kairos has apartments in the Imperial Palace, which are pretty stark. And I think that probably he's arranged something that the Ultra Thief likes to drink or eat. And then is abstemiously drinking, off water and bread. And it is clear that Kairos is thinking, I need the Ultra Thief, but is she getting too good at this? Am I threatened by her?
But my dear old grandpa, you know that the more challenging you are for me, the better I get, the better for you.
Yeah.
There's no limit between the two of us, is there?
Oh no, none at all.
So what are we fighting about?
Oh, we're not fighting, Ultra Thief. I just need you to understand who's in charge.
Sure, yeah.
And I think cut it at that.
Brilliant. I would like this word. Okay, Dominic, do you want to frame a scene? I would say both you take. Kairos, refresh the Ultra Thief. Dominic, do you want to frame a scene?
So again, what I said earlier, mechanically, I would really like to untap the Princem, but I don't know how I could frame a jealousy-themed scene with.
I'll play the Princem. I'm very happy to do a jealousy scene with the Princem.
Yeah, sure. If you have an idea.
Are you lovers of the Princem, or are you just friends?
I think it's a bit of both.
Okay. Where would you like wake up together? Do you want to frame that scene?
I think let's work from the outside in. I think a good setting for that would be some sort of pressure cooker situation. So it's probably out in deep space on what's my ship's name again? And on the Waymaker, like on the in the goat's bedroom, we have a burning sun in the background, and the emptiness of space. And maybe for some reason we've been waiting here for 2 weeks for like something to arrive, and moods are getting tense. And we both kind of want to get out again, but we can't.
Is that frustration? I said, like, you can tell she's annoying. 'Cause she's kind of like I said, she's got this interest. So he's got this high, his ship's quite high tech, and his look is, but he's very much a survivor. And he's sort of, that they've been running from the biofleet makes you kind of realize what's sort of been going on there. The idea they've been traveling a long time to be here, and so he sort of tilts his head. It's like, can you explain something to me? I don't understand your civilization very much.
So, what's your question?
Right. You there was the Imperial Army, this great military force, and they rebelled. That's right, yes?
Yeah. Well,
and
not
like
all of them.
they were
but yeah.
rebelling against the and they were going to crush the they were going to really damage the Empire in serious ways, yeah?
I mean, I am firm in the belief that it was not the army as such. It was some individuals. It's always some individuals.
But my dear, you stopped it, yes?
Yes, of course.
Of course. And then there was the awful things that pursued us, my people, from the edge of the galaxy, and I'm a bare survivor. And you met them in mortal battle, and you crushed them, yes?
Yes, I did.
It's like your treatment astounds me. Like, so all this is true. You've saved the Empire from the army, and you've saved the Empire from this biofleet. But why is Silent Kairos hailed higher than you?
Because I think he just needs it more.
Is it a glorified bookkeeper versus the true hero?
I get what you're saying, dear, but that doesn't mean anything. You've been out in space. You've been on your own. You know that when it comes to you, the CO2 refreshers in your ship and endless years of deep space, it doesn't matter who's applauding you. Don't you know that?
I'm just worried. So many people have some people work so hard to save the Empire, and some people work to make the Empire theirs.
Yes.
And I just want you to be aware that not all people are as good as you are.
And she steps closer to him and puts her hand on, like her big hands on his shoulders, and says, "I appreciate your care, but," and then she lowers her voice, "but between you and I'm not doing it for the Empire, and I'm not doing it for the Emperor. I'm doing it for the people."
Brilliant. And I think there's a kind of like, I think we'll end with that kind of like, a kiss against the edge of the space, and suddenly no one cares whether or not this thing's going to arrive or not. Fantastic. We fade there. You refresh the Princedom.
Mm-hmm.
Right. I've been keeping the faction tally. This is next the faction politics bit. I didn't give you both. I did actually. I ticked the Solar Navy. Did you both take a favor for the Solar Navy when you completed that mission?
No.
Yes. You should have.
Oh, that mission. No.
Yeah. By saving the Solar Navy, you
Right.
Pretty good. Fantastic. Right, now, if you actually go to the missions completed in a year.
Did we get anything from the Blade Guild for the consciousness?
You should have got should have got a favor for them. One favor.
Both of us, or just
No, just
Kairos?
the person, just the Alan, because Silent Kairos did the mission.
Did,
Okay.
did the Iron Goat successfully defend the fleet at that point?
I think it was like specifically you were all going on the mission. That was the kind of like this is one of the ones where going on the mission was enough because I didn't say succeed.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. In terms of missions, Kairos has completed 2 missions for the Solar Navy this year, 2 missions for the College of Psi, and 1 mission on the Blade Guild, but it was a major mission, so it counts as 2 ticks. While Zafran did 1 mission for the Solar Navy and 1 mission for the College of Psi. That means Silent Kairos gets 2 ticks on the Solar Navy, taking you to 3 ticks. 2 ticks on the Blade Guild, take you to 3 ticks. And 2 ticks on the College of Psi, taking you to 2 ticks. While Zephyrin gets 1 tick on the Solar Navy, taking you to 2 ticks. And 1 tick on the College of Psi, taking you to 1 tick. Now, that does mean that Kairos gets 2 advances.
Ooh!
You've maxed out, you've got 2 on 3.
I wasn't expecting that little treat.
Yeah, I wasn't either.
Okay. I think I will advance. Now, yeah, I think I will advance a D8 domain to a D10. And then a D6 to a D8.
Wait,
so
you did get. I'm lying. Also, Iron Goat, you got 1 in the Imperial Army. I put it in the wrong box, so your Imperial Army is on 3. So you get 1 advance for Imperial Army.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Okay.
I put it in the RAF box by accident.
So cunning to D10 and natural to D8. Thank you very much. That was unexpected treats.
Yes, you're leveling.
Cool. And it's just any advance of my choice, right?
Yeah.
Cool.
There's one thing we actually forgot to do, or I forgot to mention when you took your advance for hitting the injury, because this has probably been revealed in the parade as we're kind of walking away. Is that both of you should have taken an injury? As in, like, you've got to have a physical change to yourself. It could be mental or physical, extra cybernetics. But yeah, that you should have been damaged in that final battle in some way.
Okay.
Permanently changes your appearance.
I think that in my case, a 3rd dark eye has opened in my forehead.
Nice.
Just a second. How does the add another reputation works? That's the Epithet 2, right?
Yes, it's down. If you look at legend, add another reputation. It's the.
That's your wayfinder.
Yeah. It's Epithet 2, so it's basically, yeah.
And then can I just add both reputations to my roll, or do I need to spend pain to do that? Or
No. If both reputations apply, you can add them both.
Sweet.
I mean, it's a good time to put the kind or something, or whatever you were thinking, or the considerate. That's not the considerate's the least Warhammer 40k name.
I think I'll go with Steadfast.
That's a good one. I mean, Steadfast is basically stubborn but positive.
That's exactly what I am.
Yeah.
The good stubborn.
And now I have to say what a wound I got. I'm just going with the fiction that we established. I think the most fitting thing would be if I also got infected with that technomind virus, but I don't know what that would look like. Does that have mechanical effects, or is it just?
It's basically it's basically to make it more physical. This whole thing is about you getting closer to dying. Like if you ever max out your damage track, you die. Actually, I got the Death or Glory rules this week, which was fun. So like it's basically you getting more physically chewed up by the war. So it's basically me trying to add narrative things to the fact of the physical change in your stats. That's
okay, got it. In that case, I got infected with a mind virus, and I need more and more advanced implants to keep it at bay, but it will eat me eventually.
Brilliant. You got the full-on cable from the X-Men kind of like plug-in stuff. I love it.
I've rephrased mine as I think that it needs to be more unpleasant. So it's a third bleeding eye has opened in my forehead. I think I'm infected by our bloody pirates.
Right.
Psionic reminder.
Yeah. I don't think there's anywhere on the sheet to put this, but I would put them where it says record your hero style. Just reuse that box as something else.
Oh, right. I popped it down all the way down the bottom on row 59.
That work. I mean, like, put it somewhere. There's that. That's good. Put it down there. That's nice. Fantastic. Everyone also takes 2 favors from factions of your choice.
Sorry, two favors?
Yes, 2 favors on factions of your choice.
Sweet.
Yeah, basically every downtime, every like a season of rest, you get 2 favors without doing missions.
I'm going to take the Faith and Collegia Psi.
Yeah.
Cool.
I think the Terran Lords kind of dig me now a little bit, so that's 1. And the Faith? It's like the Ecclesia. No, I don't think they like me that much, but the Collegia Psi probably does.
But you're doing a lot of work for them. Yeah.
Just by the by, you know that.
No, the Blade Guild does, because like being on borrowed time, I think I have a lot in common with many of their assassins.
Cool.
The
Alan,
Demon Pirate isn't a faction, is it?
No.
No. Okay.
No, you cannot bring the Demon faction into the Empire. But no, it's a good question to ask, because like there are multiple. But any faction, you know.
It had faction on it, didn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like, there's definitely a figure that you can actually start with whatever things you want in the Empire is the thing. So you just grab a bunch of absolute weirdos, you play a very different game because the missions are based around that. It's the idea anyway.
Sorry, I shifted around the last time. It is the Faith, and the angle is that I'm going to play into this thing that we've been setting up of the Iron Goat becoming a bit of a folk hero, and it's just like the lower ranks are kind of picking up on that.
That's good, honestly. I do like Silent Chorus as the high-level mover who keeps the Empire running, whilst you're kind of hands-on. Because that's the thing I was thinking when you were doing the scene with the Ultra Thief. Like, the Ultra Thief is probably the subtext is I'm kind of like how the Iron Goat, isn't it? You've just got to think about women doing all your work. That's kind of
Oh yes.
Yeah. That's the subtext to all this hell.
Yeah. If I get another reputation dice, it ought to be misogynist.
God, no.
No, we'd be cancelled.
Yes, and rightly so. Everybody, reinforcement is done. Finally, the Houses of Healing. Everyone remove all their pain.
But not their damage.
Yeah, damage remains. Pain, it refreshes.
Mm-hmm. Pain refreshes. Okay, cool.
That's great, and that's the end of the Seasons of Rest. Right, we could stop now, or like do 10 minutes and try to kill the Demon Pirate, depending on how you felt.
I think we've got 20 minutes till the hour, so I'm prepared to have a go at the Demon Pirate.
Like, you good, Dom?
Sure.
Right, hard cut to you'll still lead. Silent Kairos, you've lost 2 planets now. Where are we meeting this time?
I think probably still in my rooms on Terra.
Yeah. That's fantastic. And what were you eating?
Bread, obviously. Crusty, dried crusts as a special favour to the Iron Goat.
There's something very, very lavish about your adherence to the staleless bread. Like there is some opulence in that, in a weird way.
Yes, indeed.
It's only the stalest of the stale.
I'm very picky.
Right. As you're sort of spitting, you're looking over the bread, and the android walks in. We have some very poor news. Congratulations. The Terran Laws wish to send your best wishes on the defeating of the Biofleet. The Admiral Raven has sent a lovely bouquet of galactic vineyard from her favorite galactic vineyard, some of the finest wine. Under the orders of Silent Kairos, I've poured it away. That is not to enter this house, of course, but it was delicious, I'm told. Songbirds came and drank from it and were very, very happy. It was generally a beautiful scene. Sadly, they'll never touch your lips. However, it's unfortunate the Reaver continues his mission above the galaxy. He has presently moved on from your world, Lord Kairos, to another world of yours, Lord Kairos, and now it has decided to target other lords, and is proceeding a mission of virus bombing deep inside the Imperial structure. This is losing several of increasing numbers of Terran lords are furious about this due to their lords being targeted. So since threat planet, there's no planets in play anywhere, they will instead target a threat onto a faction. So there'll be the equivalent of like pissing off Terran lords.
So again, so I'm clear. Request or demand?
Not a request or demand. That's a threat. That's the fallout if you don't do it.
Okay, right.
Sorry, what is the fallout? Oh, sorry.
The Terran Lords are going to get.
Yeah, we can't have that.
We may have the Lords revolting.
However, I am going to immediately add a demand to it. The Terran Lord message from the Terran Lords, because you get the assembly walk. The assembly doesn't arrive, but it takes over the body of the robot and immediately becomes much more stiff. 95.2% of Terran Laws wish you to do something about the Reaver, something you failed to do before. They generally believe that their own holdings of it is important. Some Lords may not believe their planets may be destroyed. They do not really truly understand that, Lord. The remaining 3.8% of Lords are entirely are very pro the Reaver continuing to reave, but this is solely to increase the value of their own holdings. Therefore, we suggest you ignore them. There will be consequences in your level of supplies and support in the Senates. Thank you. And then immediately the control takes over. And there's some small information. There is in the galactic core, we've uncovered an interesting ancient site, which is a large vault underground leading to we don't know what. There's been requested from the planetary governors to investigate and whether it's possibly of use for the Imperium.
Sure.
Yeah. So I'll give it. Do I want to give a mission? I'm going to give a mission from the Faith. There's a communicator from the Faith who think that entirely should not be investigated and should be merely destroyed. They do not think it's worth investigating. They should merely be become and destroyed. It's their not demand but request. It's worth knowing what that means. That's something I haven't done before because it's a weird mission. It's basically don't do the mission.
Yeah.
As in, go to it and you'll roll a dice pool, which is basically just the D6. So it'll be a very easy mission to do, probably. But also you don't flip the card, you just move it to the discard pile.
Well, I think we could come back to that.
Yes, also it will wait.
I'm more concerned that the Terran Lords are they need to be managed.
Yes. I concur. Also, we've been ignoring this threat for far too long.
Yes, I mean, it hasn't cost us much, has it?
It has cost somebody.
Necromunda, some priests who thought I was a messiah and therefore heralded the apocalypse. I felt obliged to, frankly.
So many souls.
Yes. The Dark Ages will consume souls, my dear goat.
But we are throwing them away willy-nilly.
Throw, dedicate. The Empire has demands.
I think for once your wisdom fails you, my brother. There is no dedication in ignoring things. There's no dedication in letting people die because you have better things to do. That is just neglect.
You misunderstand. I propose that we dedicate their deaths to the Empire.
But how can we dedicate them when they just are the effect of our neglect?
Not neglect. I made a conscious decision.
Sorry.
I didn't forget about them. I deliberately sacrificed them.
Well,
hardly neglect. I paid particular attention to them, you might argue.
I will not argue with you, brother. You tell yourself what you need to. But I think we should make our way to stop that demon pirate now.
Yes. Let us away.
Yes.
That's brilliant. Right, I missed one thing before we go to the mission tokens. Basically, I add a token to any card that needs a token. In this case, the Biofleet gets a token. Then someone would roll a dice. If it's beneath their number of tokens, it would come back into play. As it is, of course, you can't roll that, so you have a free month before it possibly becomes a problem.
And then it bounces back. Oh,
yes.
Great.
Yeah.
Well, we definitely need to get rid of this plague demon.
So, just so I understand, does that mean any die? So the higher the pool, the higher the chance we bring the Biofleet back?
It's a D6, basically.
Oh, okay.
Every turn I roll a D6. And,
you roll it. Okay.
I much prefer the player to roll it because it's much funnier. But yeah.
But
so
not just a random challenge dice. It's just a dedicated. Okay.
Cool. It's fantastic. Right. Now it's declaring mission stage. Kairos, you believe you have the highest glory. What are you going to do?
I wish to seek out and confront the demon pirate who has suborned my fleet.
Brilliant. What about you, Iron Goat?
I am with him.
Fantastic. I reckon the fact in this case you vaguely know where he's going because we've established that. I reckon it's the Battle of War. It's kind of, you've got to come quite quickly to get it. So basically, immediately, his fleet, he's approaching actually the home planet of Arton, the rogue trader, who belongs to as in like they've been there, haven't been there for a very long time, but it's a place of ancient nobility that sort of fell a long way. And it's generally a pleasure planet. This is a place where people go to enjoy themselves and bask in the sun and chant the Emperor's name eternally. You know, it's a good time. But suddenly above it, the stolen fleet of Silent Kairos emerges from warp space and starts aiming the weapons. But you're there and waiting. But they seem to know you're ready too. They're moving into position and ready to fight. Right. This is Demon Pirates. So I said it's a D8. Elusive. They're challenging and dangerous. Challenging means you have to spend a favor to enter battle with them, which for me is the equivalent of knowing where they are. So does that make sense? That's what you have to spend a favor. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll spend my favor with the Solar Navy.
Great. I will roll 3d8, and there's no wrath to be spent. There ain't. Let's go. And they rolled well, 13.
Ooh, went the crowd.
Who will face this challenge of war?
Of course I will.
Pause for a second. I just want to, because no one spent it last time. At the bottom, your legends. Remember there, like bonus advantage dice you can spend as well.
Yes, thank you.
And when do they refresh? Do they refresh ever?
They don't. You get their one shots.
Once and throw away.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
I think we should tick them and then untick them, right? Because it's the same with the advantage dice. So let me just tick them for you all.
Okay.
And then untick them when they're not available, because that seems to make more sense there.
Yeah.
Cool. Fantastic. Who will face this challenge of war against the pirate, the Reaver, and his dread void bombs of incredible destruction? And you know because you built them.
Well, I certainly will take on this challenge of war simply because I learned a very harsh lesson last time. That's why my war domain has gone up from D6 to D8.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Cool. Spend a favor if you haven't yet.
I have done. Solar Navy.
Cool. Assemble the dice.
I am Silent Kairos. My bookwise will count on this occasion because I know these ships.
Yes, exactly.
I have their blueprints, for instance. It is war. I will spend pain to, I think that D10 cunning will play a part this time round. I'm going to sacrifice some of my best people on this mission because we are again going to try to infiltrate. And I think because we've not had it before, and that was a 13, wasn't it? It's quite a big number. I am going to spend Sentience Stealer because I want to steal the sentience of this creature.
Ooh, nice.
So that is 1 2d10s and 3d8s.
Cool. Don't roll.
No, no, well done.
So let me bring up the dice roller. Okay, so I am Saffron Iron Eye. And I am a wayfinder, which is relevant here. And steadfastly, I'm doing what I said we needed to do the entire time. It is obviously a matter of war, and I will spend pain to also try to conquer it with technology. I will spend a favor by the Imperial Army, who the Commander Magpie helps me to get there. I will also spend my second favor with the army to oh no, that is narrated later for D4, and there's my pine, and I think that is it. Yeah, that's my dice pool.
Sorry, I should have declared my favor to please your side in order to capture this sentience.
Yes, that's great. It's really like, so you both. I just make sure. I know Alan did, but just make sure both of you have spent a favor before assembling your dice
Yes.
rolls. Yeah?
Yes.
Cool. Right, we're good. Fantastic. Good luck. Good luck, Scions.
8, 14, 15, 16.
Yeah, but
Oh no, that's Zephyrin. Sorry,
Zephyr's
I clicked
16
the wrong
and
one.
yours is 15.
It is. It is. Oh no, 2 8s, 16, and 1 is 17.
Oh
Isn't that
yeah,
right?
I can't do math. So you're 17 and you're 16. That's really good rolling, folks. But Silent Chorus is best, and Iron Goat has succeeded. Let me set up the battle. The Reaver bursts into the real space at the ships. You can imagine, like, I like the picture of this guy. He's in the, of course, one of your soldiers' bodies, which is warped monstrously, and kind of like chitinous bone has become its own armor. It's like, it had to come to this eventually. Fire all void missiles, engage them, let the planet burn, and if we die, I'll be back again. They cannot defeat me. I have fed on entrails before. I fed on entrails of creatures even before they'd fully evolved entrails. I fed for like prokaryotes, and they screamed my name. These people cannot stop me forever. Fire! And immediately the ship is opening up on everything. Kairos, what do you do to start fighting this?
I think we deploy all our shields, while again deploying our special operations scions, psychers, to infiltrate my ship. So we just soak up the punishment. That's in the first instance.
That's like things are slowing down. The battle's going on, the shooting's going on, but they kind of realize it's turning. And the Reaver realizes this and realizes with little time they have, I might as well take down another planet with me. And he loads up basically a sort of kamikaze ship to fly out the ship immediately at the planet, and he's piloting it, cackling all the way. But the Iron Goat can stop the whole thing. What do you do?
Yeah. Well, my contacts in the Imperial Army, of course, they take care of that with their anti-air missiles, and I think I will personally man a fighter and also go planet side on a chase, trying to assist the Imperial Army by Darth Vader being behind Skywalker, you know, trying to shoot the guy out of the air before he kamikazes.
Okay.
And since you said his ship is armed with ordnance, of course, my D8 in technology aids in like remotely boarding the ship, so to speak, and disarming the ordnance so it doesn't explode.
Brilliant.
Sorry to rock the boat, but as I won, don't I get to describe the victory?
You didn't. Oh, I've got the.
Yeah,
way
I thought
round.
so too. I was wondering.
Sorry, I just got the fact you read the numbers earlier.
Exactly.
I got it
Yeah.
I apologise. Let's go.
No, it's
narrate
fine.
some more. So you managed to defuse the bomb, but you're like, Kairos, take over. Sorry about that.
And then my special weapons, my special tactical team emerge from his ship, and the Scions trap his consciousness, and the ship goes limp.
Nice.
Brilliant. You trapped him like in a bottle in this sort of psi grenade.
Yes.
And like the fun you gathered afterwards, you've got this kind of like Palantir kind of Lord of the Rings orb with the consciousness of this anxious murderous demon, and it'll fit nicely in your weapon vault.
He
And
will.
and you have your ship back. Actually, almost like it's almost the Indiana Jones final shot of you walking into the vault with all these weapons.
Yes.
And I think that's where we'll leave it this session. Actually, no, pause.
Glory.
As I say, glory for everybody. You get the full 13. The Iron Goat gets 7.
It's been a very productive afternoon.
Yeah, and both you get one one favour from the Terran Lords. And let me just write that mission down on the sheet as well. Fantastic. And Silent Kairos, his orb has ready. And we've got the Emperor. The final image sort of the Emperor on Terra, still damaged from all of this. Sort of speaking, it's like, yes, the Dark Age, I see it, it comes. It is time to make it real. And we run the credits. Good work, everyone. That was fun.